The following sponsored program are not necessarily those of KSCO Radio, its staff, management, or advertisers. If something is said with which you disagree, please call us during the program in order to help us balance comment.
Good evening and welcome to Off the Lip, the show about surfing and skateboarding. If you'd like to join the show tonight, give us a call at 831-479-1080. That's 831-479-1080. And now, here are your hosts for tonight's program, Neil Pearlberg and Terry Campion.
Good evening and welcome to the Off the Lip radio show, broadcasting from
Santa Cruz.
What did you just say, TC? We got what?
Big star on tonight.
We got a big star on tonight?
Yeah, do you see him? He pointed every...
He didn't want to be a big star.
That's right.
I said it was you.
I know, right? No.
How about Mr. Denholm?
Big star right there, too.
There is another big star.
Tonight is a big show.
You know what? I'm going to leave you to the introduction. You know why? Because your hero's sitting next to you.
Isn't that crazy? By the way, we've been talking about this for a few weeks. But our guest tonight, from a personal standpoint, when I was just a young Grom, the youngest of 5 kids and all growing up surfing, everybody wanted to be Flash, you know, and I didn't want to be Flash. I wanted to go hide and go discover places. And luckily for me, when I was a young pup, there was this dude that was doing that. And
well, how'd you know about him? I mean, because he lives, you know,
well, you know
miles
what?
away.
Here's why: because we read magazines cover to cover,
right.
And there was obviously no internet. So once every 4 or 5 months, some surf movie would come traveling around, and we'd line up around a building and get so excited, and we would see, you know, these guys that were bigger in life, because where we lived, we had no bigger than life people. And so this one dude that was bigger in life to me was doing kind of the opposite of what most guys were looking for in surfing at that time. And it sparked an interest with me. And my friends and I, we put on our backpacks and we went and where people weren't. And we named spots.
And you pretended to be?
Mr. Wayne Lynch. And we talked about, what's funny is we literally have had these discussions to where we used to drive in our car and be like, we're Wayne Lynch today. Let's go find a surf spot. And so I'm really excited. And I think this is a historic show from my standpoint. Yeah. To have Wayne Lynch here. And Wayne, I first would like to welcome you to the show.
Thank you very much, TC. Pleasure to be here.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that's my introduction. It was there wasn't too many people at that time in my life that sort of had an impact on how I wanted my surfing to be. So yeah, I'm proud to have you here.
And there's not too many people. We've had a lot of guests on the show. There's not too many people. I wouldn't say impressed you, but like, you know, there are people you've been involved with surfing, but this person sitting next to you is somebody you looked up to when you were a kid. Right. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, you know, when you were, I think I've been in the surf industry almost 30 or 40 years now, and you know, I've met a lot of my so-called heroes looking up to. But you know how you remember your first car, like your sentimental first car?
What was your first car?
Mazda RX-3.
I was a
sedan.
Mini Clubman.
Yeah, but you remember that. Yeah. You know, I've had a lot of cars, but
I folded in two to get into the damn thing.
But those are the kind of things you remember. I own a skateboard shop. People remember their first skateboard, you know. But like for me, like the surfer that like I sort of connected with, I met you for the first time today. So, but the surfer that I sort of connected with and how I wanted to live my life was Wayne Lynch.
Yep.
Pretty crazy.
Very crazy.
Yeah,
you're listening to the Off the Lip Radio Show right here on KSCO. It's also streamed live on SantaCruzWaves.com. Also, we got to thank really quickly because Larry over here, Larry Fuller, has had plenty of mentions on this show, plenty of airtime, is responsible for getting these amazing people to Santa Cruz to shape. I'm just going to say they're probably the most amazing boards that you'll ever wish to see. And we've talked about that, and we've had shows about that, and there's going to be an article I'm writing about that. But I want to thank Larry for, you know, Larry's responsible for Billy Hamilton coming on the show.
The elusive Larry Fuller.
He stuck Billy Hamilton on us.
Oh, man. The kissing bandit.
It's a wonder you got Billy off the show.
We couldn't get rid of him.
Man almighty, Billy Hamilton, if you're listening, we love you, man.
Yeah. He's a shy sort of guy, Bill.
Yeah? Yeah, he just wanted to kiss the girls.
1 in a million right there. 1 in a million.
And I think Jared Lynch, Wayne's son's here also in studio. We're going to talk to him a little bit. Mm-hmm. And also, because Wayne is a Patagonia ambassador, I thought we'd make him feel comfortable and have another Patagonia ambassador here in studio. And a friend of the show, and Jeff Denholm, who is, what can you say about Jeff?
Jeff is, I think, an
Crazy
amazing
Luke.
waterman for one,
He's nuts.
and he's he beats the odds as well.
Okay,
And so
Cat has 9 lives.
Humpty Dumpty. Jeff's up to 8.5.
Jeff's about 8.5 right now. Jeff's about 8.5.
Anybody can spare a few lives right now.
Yeah. Jeff needs a couple. Just
Actually, between Jeff and myself, we got, what, one.
Yeah, you got one left.
Point
One
oh
left.
one.
Okay, so we got to start. So we're obviously not going to get enough of Wayne on tonight's show. Hopefully, we're going to have him come back next week, or as many times as you want to come back. As long as he doesn't want to start doing a kissing contest like Billy Hamilton, then we're in trouble. But no kissing.
I'll need divorce papers if you want.
Yeah, that's out. Where do you start, Billy? What do you want to start, TC?
Well, you know, I something that I didn't bring up, and what I want to start with is that I think one of the things with Wayne and his timing of riding a surfboard was you were around when suddenly a shortboard was cool, and you to me you were one of the sort of the early guys that jump on a shortboard.
Yeah, well, it was, I suppose, a fate of history, but not long after I started surfing, boards went short. And that was the whole process of learning to surf. As I was learning, boards were going shorter. And that's what really allowed me as a kid to surf better than most kids could before that.
Who was
Because the boards
responsible-
were so big,
Right.
you had to be a fully grown man to surf and strong. And, you know, these big, thick, heavy boards, it was
Right.
hard to move them around. So as the boards went shorter, and it was, you know, very good for me because suddenly they were lighter and smaller and I could actually turn them because I was such a little kid, you know, light kid.
Yeah.
Great timing.
Who was
Perfect,
responsible?
yeah.
Who was responsible at that time for making the board shorter?
That's a lot of debate about that.
Okay.
But in Australia, Bob McTavish was fairly instrumental
Right.
in that whole process. There are other people, but, you know, Bob was one of the main people for
He's
sure.
been credited probably the most.
Yeah, and I think that's fair enough. But there were others, you know.
Right.
And I'm doing a book, and I want to give credit to other people in that book.
Okay.
You know, about those years. So
Do you want to tell us so that you want to give credit now? Or do you
it's
just
a
wanna
long
wait till the- is
story.
it? Okay.
It's a long story. Now,
All right,
so,
we'll keep it short.
you know,
sto-
but there were others. You know, there
Right.
was like even Ted Spencer, for instance. Now I don't know if you guys.
No.
probably
New to
see-
me.
No.
Yep. See, there's I could rattle off names, and
Yeah.
a lot of people wouldn't really even know who I'm talking about.
Because them being down under.
Yeah.
And how far was down under? Was being Australia on par with surfing here, or was it behind the time? Was it a couple of years behind?
Well, I mean, surfing began really in Hawaii and California,
Yeah.
and it was picked up in Australia.
Right.
So, you know, that's the
Well,
historical context of it. But, you know, it didn't take very long for Australians to get as good, you might say, as the rest of the world because they were watermen, you know, through the surf clubs, and they're riding big 16-foot plywood
Right.
Who was the first well-known Australian surfer?
midget Farrelly.
Midget.
Yeah, midget. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't take long at all because look at the historical competitiveness of the Australians and how successful they've been in that aspect of surfing as
Right.
well. And maybe that's a good segue to you because you had some amazing early accomplishments in your surfing competitively, and then you decided to kind of go the opposite direction.
Yeah, look, there was a lot of reasons for that. One, I was preoccupied with surfboard design and what was possible on a surfboard. You know, to me it was all about exploration and just probing different directions and a way of life that I really loved as well. Competition tended to formalize surfing. You know, the criteria for judging, it changed your surfing if you really became a competition type surfer. You had to train, you had to think about their criteria, and it was restrictive to me. I didn't like it. So I would just surf in the contests that had good money because I was mercenary. If I could get the money, I had the life.
Right, you're back out.
And I
you're
was
back out in
into the
outback.
life, you know, not the stardom so much. So, and you know, there's a lot of reasons, and you know, I could rave on for hours about that. But I was also a product of that era and that place, that
Right.
part of Australia. You know, very beautiful part of Australia. All my friends were like that. It wasn't just myself.
Right.
And And I've
grew up
always
in
been that
Bells?
way.
Was
I've
it
always been
Bells?
that way.
Did you grow up in Bells?
Bells Beach?
No, I
No.
grew up in Lawn.
Long.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't grow up. I just grew
No.
old.
Well, that's for your whole life in that area?
In that old, yeah.
Yeah.
Who pushed you in your first wave?
I don't know about the first wave, but the person who really got me into surfing and surfing bigger waves was a man called John Money, who no one would even
No.
have heard about. Another great surfer in Australia. But he was a lunatic. He was so strong and just tough, man. This guy, I went surfing with him one day, and we pulled up at the break. It was about 10 foot. I was 13, and it was huge. I mean, it was big surf. And I'm going, John, I'm not going out. He just come up right up close to me, looked me in the eye and said, "You don't go out there, I'll never take you surfing again."
I'm out there.
That
I was out. This is my hero. Like I'm
Set
giving
the
the ultimatum. I'm
set
staying
the
in his
stage.
house. You know.
the school of hard knocks.
Set the stage
Well,
for the whole
right?
career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I enjoyed later on doing the same thing to others.
Yeah.
So, you know.
If you told me, I don't
Yeah,
listen.
payback. You know.
You are listening to the Off-It Radio Show right here on KSCO. We are very grateful, very thankful that Wayne Lynch is in studio today. And also with Jeff Denholm here, and Gerard Lynch is here, and Wayne is building the most beautiful surfboards known to man, and that's why the reason that why Wayne is here is we're going to talk about that when you come back, when we come back from commercial. Before we go, this portion of the show is brought to you by Santa Cruz, family-owned and operated Santa Cruz Mountain Brewing Company. We're beginning Thursday nights after 7 o'clock. They'll be serving up some late barbecue at the brewery, Larry, along with brisket and pulled pork plates, Larry. Besides for Mission Street Barbecue.
Oh, man.
Also, March marks Stout Month, Larry. They are pouring cool stouts in anticipation of St. Patrick's Day, which just been by. The Madam Grey is a stout with Earl Grey tea. Breakfast stout is a stout with coffee and chocolate. And the Black Swan, TC, I like to think I might do the Black
Yeah,
Swan.
I like this one.
Is an imperial stout. For more details, go to scmbrew.com. That's Neil TC on the Off the Radio Show. Be right back after this very short break. Don't go away.
Hi, this is Tim Loslot again, head golf professional at De La Viega Golf Course. This advertisement is brought to you by De La Viega Golf Shop in Ocean 76. Has El Nino dampened your spirits to play more golf this year? Don't let it. De La Viega Golf Course is the only golf course in Santa Cruz County that offers short rounds. During breaks between our much-needed rain, come out and enjoy our short round options. Sign up for 3 holes, 6 holes, or 12 holes. This offer is available all year long. And don't forget to take advantage of De La Viega Golf Shop's new partner, Ocean 76, in Santa Cruz. Purchase $10 or more of gas or any other item and receive a coupon for 2-for-1 offers on a large bucket of range balls at De La Viega Driving Range. And make sure to visit us on the web at delaviegagolf.com. That's delaviegagolf.com.
You can choose from many local tattoo shops. This is why you should select the new standard for tattoos in Santa Cruz, found only at Good Omen Tattoo. With over 40 years combined tattoo experience, owners Tim and Aaron operate the first totally disposable shop in Santa Cruz. Absolutely no re-sterilization of equipment of any kind. Need to see first-class reviews before you choose? Check out their 5-star rating on Yelp. Stop by today. Good Omen Tattoo, located at 1025 Water Street in Santa Cruz. Or go to their website for all their contact info and social media details. GoodOmenTattoo.com.
Hey, this is Indra from Surf City Sandwich. We offer the finest handcrafted sandwiches in the county, with unique and interesting flavor combinations sure to satisfy. Our motto, go fresh or go home, means we take the quality of our food very seriously. Fresh, local bread and produce is delivered to us each day, so you can be sure you are eating the best tasting and best for you food around. We also have a micro tap room with many local beers and wine. Happy hour is back Monday through Friday from 4 to 7 with $4 pints, barnacles, chowder, and grilled cheese. located at the north end of 41st Avenue in the SoCal Tower Plaza. Call us for takeout at 346-6952 and check out our website at surfcitysandwich.com.
And we're back with the Off the Lip Radio Show, broadcasting from Santa Cruz, California, right here on KSCO. If you want to check it out on TV, we're on SantaCruzWaves.com. I want to thank Fig from Surf City Sandwich. Larry, you got to take Fig to Surf City Sandwich.
Well, Fig works there.
I mean, you got to take Wayne.
Wayne.
I think I got his brain damage.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I got Denholm's. I called you Billy. I called him Fig. What the hell am I doing?
He's got a parasympathetic traumatic brain injury.
What is the matter with me?
Oh, boy.
Huh?
You're funny. No, so what's going on with Fig?
She just did a brand new commercial today. I
Fantastic.
was in there yesterday. Man, what I had was unbelievable. The calamari sandwich to die for. Okay, Wayne Lynch is our guest tonight. Very stoked he's here. But why are you here in Santa? Did you schlap all the way with your boy up here from, down under to visit Santa Cruz?
Well, it's Larry Fuller's fault. He's put together this amazing wooden board project from really ancient redwood, sequoia, and western red cedar, and it's a very, very special project. It's something, well, it'll never be repeated, that's for sure.
Right.
Not many things get me excited in surfing anymore, but this really has. It's special.
What was it? What did it like? Did he call you down there and go, "Hey, I'm doing this"? Did he sell it to you over the phone?
Well, I've known Larry for, I don't know, years, 20 years perhaps. Right. And he sold it to me over about 6 years and about 400. Yeah, lots of beers. But
the blue cooler.
Yeah, right. Well, it's a lot of work for him to put them together. So it's taken probably 6 years to get my boards ready.
Right. So as a shaper, how does the group of shapers that he has involved in this project feel? Maybe you can't get straight out from Larry won't tell you. But it's a really big project, correct?
Yes,
it's
huge.
Monumental as far as the world of surfing is concerned.
Yes.
And you wanted to be involved with it.
I was genuinely very honoured to be involved in it because it is so unique. And there's only a few shapers. There's not many,
right.
And it's very iconic shapers. People that have made.
Can you name them?
No, because right here I can't remember them all.
Okay,
but I can give you Billy Hamilton and Wayne Lynch.
Right.
I think that's it.
Renee Yater.
Renee Yater.
Yeah. Pat Rawson.
Yeah. Yeah.
Obviously Al Merrick.
Yeah, Al Merrick, of course.
Yeah.
Carl Ekstrom. Bob McTavish is doing one.
Ekstrom's a genius, yeah. What's the overall premise of the project?
Who else? Who do we miss,
Takayama.
Donald Takayama.
Yeah, Takayamas.
The late Donald Takayama.
Oh, and Brewer, too. Yes, that's the Brewer. I saw a couple of the Brewers. Oh, the Rusties too. This project's, you're right. This is a historical project, and it's interesting. I was just saying earlier during the break, I saw Sean Dollar today, and I was trying to explain to him what you were here doing. He's like scratching his head. I haven't heard about this, and I took a second and showed him on Facebook, and he was like, "Wow."
Yeah.
And anybody listening, the Larry Fuller Project. If you search it on Facebook,
what's the Facebook page again, Larry?
The Larry Fuller Story.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Larry Fuller Story.
Yeah,
yes.
Surfers and Shapers, Larry Fuller Story.
Right.
Check it out.
I just type in Larry and it comes right up because I go to that page so often. But it's amazing, and I can imagine how much of a privilege that is to do that. And getting back to the wood, how hard is it to shape this stuff?
Well, the wood's incredibly difficult to shape. It's redwood. It's very hard, as we found out today doing one. But the thing about it is it's so old. I mean, you're sitting there dealing with something that's thousands of years old. It's phenomenal.
Right.
It's not like anything else I've ever done or will do.
Did you shape one in the Mirasu winery wood? Is it the purple?
Yes.
And now I obviously have not shaped it. Did it smell like wine?
The one we're shaping didn't, but there's one cut up next to it that does.
Right.
And Larry keeps sucking on that one.
He's over there licking it. Hey, stop licking the.
I don't know what's going on over there.
So, and to catch up about the redwood, this is Mirasu Winery barrels, huge barrels,
Huge.
redwood,
from
right?
the from the late 1800s that
And-
were no longer used because
Right.
the winery got sold
And
to
that for
Gallo.
200 years had red wine in it, and the dust
Yeah.
of wood is so
Yep.
purple and beautiful.
Right.
Yeah.
And have you played with any of the wood yet? Anything else?
Of the other wood?
Yeah.
Just the Western Red Cedar, which
Mhm.
we've done a board out of already, and it's beautiful too. I mean, it's just different.
Right.
The Western Red Cedar is softer. It's a little bit easier. Not a lot easier, but it's easier.
Are you using any special tools than from standard shaping?
Yeah. It's like an orbital sander.
Mhm.
Seems to be the best thing. It doesn't scratch the board because of the movement of the sander.
So are you not using no planers involved in this?
Not really, no.
Wow. So that's what the difficulty is.
It's got to be
Yeah.
very spiritual also to be if you get to ride one of those boards from wood that's 3,000 years old. It's just got to be I can't imagine riding one.
Are they solid wood, or are you doing a hollow?
Some are solid, some are hollow.
Yeah.
I think most of mine are solid. They're not going to be surfed.
No.
Yeah.
Not mine.
No.
Well, and if someone buys one day, they may want to.
You say not yours. Is yours going to be? Are you keeping yours, or is Wayne? Or is Larry sticking it? Is he hiding it? What's he doing with it?
I think I'm going to sell at least some of mine.
Okay.
Yeah. Hopefully they'll go to a museum.
Right.
But we don't know if
Okay.
the museum will
And you
pay
do-
that kind of money.
Right. But you're doing this for your boy too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
That's
he's
got
here
to
to
be.
help.
That's got to be just to do it
Well,
with
that's
your son.
the
is gonna be
child labor
Yeah.
you're talking about.
Yeah, this is child labour.
Yeah, he's a smart
shipped
kid.
it out
He
of
looks
England.
Like a smart kid. He looks like a smart kid. He ain't here for free. Right?
No, I've made a few promises, Neil. It's
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
You won't talk about that on air. I don't want that
guarantee
in
you-
writing or.
I guarantee you he's making a profit while he's surfing in while he's shaping and surfing in California.
How's shaping back home for you? What's going on back home right now?
Right now, I'm just building a workshop. I haven't shaped for 18 months.
Oh, really?
I've just shifted out of Victoria to the northern New South Wales coast and rebuilding everything, rebuilding my life. It's a whole new life.
Wow. But you're going to get right back in the game.
Yeah, I'm nearly there.
Nice. And what is your passion in shaping right now? Like, what would you say? Like, if you were to wake up and any blank you want, anything you can shape, what would it be that you would jump in and shape?
It's always going to be guns.
Guns.
Yeah.
Always. Always has been.
Mm-hmm.
And a gun can be a 6.6.
Right.
Depending on the waves, of course, but 6.6 to about 8.4. After that, a board's different. It's for a different kind of wave. It's a
Right.
big ocean swell, and I love making those boards too. I mean, they're magic. They're beautiful. But the waves I love to ride are usually really hollow, like Indo or whatever,
Right.
something like that. So you don't want too big a board. It's got to fit in the face and be maneuverable.
Even here, guys are riding smaller boards now.
Right.
Like you look at what Nick rode at Mavs was 8.
I don't know. Well, my big
8.4
wave
or
board's
something?
10.8.
Well, but I mean, and you, Jeff, you being a big wave rider here in the States, it seems like guys are going smaller right now.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They're
under the
taking
lip.
off under the lip. Yeah.
Right, under the lip. And
I
then
don't-
look at John.
Yeah.
What he did at
The guys with
Waimea.
skills.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And 10-10's getting you in early. The 8-footers, you're going under the lip.
We're going to get to this question early. I mean, how long have you been surfing for, Wayne? How long have you been? How long have you been surfing for? 50 years? You think?
Surfing on what, the so-called modern board?
No, just from
Since
day
I was
one.
5.
Yeah, since
So
you're 5. How old are you now, may I ask?
64.
And your favorite decade was?
That's our question.
I don't know. Maybe the 70s.
Why?
Because we had really good
Zeppelin.
equipment finally,
Yeah.
and the surf was uncrowded. It was still in that raw sort of state at every level, surfing. That whole sense of discovery of new coasts, new breaks, new boards, new ideas.
Are you disappointed the way things are right now with is crowded? I'm sure it's the same way in Australia. We talked about it before the show. It is crowded.
Yeah.
Are you disappointed in that, or is it something that you?
Yeah, I'm disappointed. I mean, I can't complain. I mean,
No.
I've had such a great life, and people have got a right to go surfing. So,
Right.
not that stops you complaining, but in fact, my son says I do a lot of it. So,
That's what Larry said that too, by the way.
yeah, I'll talk to Larry about that later.
It's easy to complain if you had it when it wasn't crowded. That's a normal cycle.
Of course,
Yeah.
all the older guys say
Right.
the same thing,
Right.
But we've had a great life, and I think most of us are very happy with that and contented. And if you can get a few waves now and then, well, that's fine.
Okay. If you had one surf session to go in your life, one last surf session to go, where would you go surf?
Cloudbreak, Tavarua.
Love that place.
You know, you can still find even here in Surf Central. I surf waves. The middle of the bay, the point we mentioned earlier, up north in the reefs. I surf with 2 or 3 guys on good swells.
It's there
all the time.
Well, listen, all you gotta do is get up early.
Right.
This
and
town
go drive.
This town sleeps in.
Right, and they're all walking to their point break.
Right.
Whereas if you drive 15, 20, 30 minutes.
Right. It's like anywhere. You know.
I got a mate who says it's never crowded, but he doesn't see the 3 guys behind him.
True that. You know, it's as crowded as what you see.
Can we talk about Vietnam?
Yeah, if
We
you
can.
like.
Yeah, we talk about that. And you didn't go, correct?
No.
And how did you get out from not going?
I spent around about 2.5 years on the run, basically, living like an outlaw. Which
was
might
that fun?
Might sound romantic, but it wasn't.
It sounds stressful.
Yeah, it was.
Were they looking for you?
Yeah.
And you knew that they were asking where you are?
Yeah, they were asking a lot of people. No one gave them any directions because no one knew. I was very good at becoming invisible. And I really mean that. I knew what to do. And that whole coast that I lived on was totally unexplored. No one knew it.
Where were you?
No, I can't tell you that.
It's a secret? Still a secret. Still a secret.
Yeah.
But your house is there. You've got a big mansion there.
And there's about 800,000 other people, but it's still a secret.
He ain't telling.
No, around Joanna.
Yeah.
You know, the Joanna coast. Anyone who knows that part of Australia knows what I mean. Down there was no people. There was no one. No one knew the coast. So only maybe 3 or 4 of my friends, we explored it and found perfect surf and beautiful little places to live and rented a couple of farmhouses. I lived out of my car.
Were you always looking behind you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you always were.
Yeah, you had to. You had to learn to think like the police, or the military, I should say, the military police. It's ironic because I was living such a really unique life. I was discovering perfect surf, and it was pristine with
and no one there,
and just my friends. Yet on the other side of all that, they were trying to get me. And the reason they were trying to get me is because I'd just made Evolution, Sea of Joy, blah blah. I was a well-known figure, and they wanted to do the old make an example of him.
Right.
Going into the military.
Yeah, we're going to.
And an example of catching you.
So they had the draft.
Yes, and that's true. But back then surfers weren't society's most favourite people. So there was a couple of angles on all this. We're going to clean up the place. We're going to get rid of these bums. We're going to get there was all sorts of ulterior motives other than just wanting to call people up for military service.
Yeah,
a lot of surfers here didn't want to go.
You root for Cassius Clay at the time.
Yeah,
it's the smart ones.
Yeah.
And when did that day come that they didn't come looking for you anymore?
The day a man called Gough Whitlam was voted into power in Australia. And
as Prime Minister?
Prime Minister.
What year was that?
72.
Right.
And what happened? They just said, okay, you guys that all have disappeared, it's okay now to come back into society?
Yeah, basically. It was amnesty. He campaigned on that. That was one of his campaign promises, and he kept straight away the first day. Bang.
And so you came back, and that's when you're really the year you surfed competitively probably the most, or those couple of years?
No, not then. No, another 3 years.
Oh, you were because you were junior champion at that time?
4 times Australian junior champion.
Right.
Then I went to Bali when I was a free man. Got malaria, motorbike accident.
Early 70s,
busted up,
73.
really bad. Came home. I was told I'd never surf again. Had spinal damage. Spent 2 years recovering before I didn't surf for 2 years.
Right.
Then I went in the Coke contest in Sydney, the Coca-Cola contest, and won that. I was so determined. It was $3,500 first.
I'm getting that money.
I had been through the mill. I had been chased. I'd been belted. I'd been,
Who was in the final with you in that?
Oh, it was one of those progressive scores. So Mark Richards, Michael Peterson. I can't remember the rest.
Rabbit?
Might have been a young Rabbit.
Yeah.
Sean Thompson?
No, I don't think Sean was there.
No.
That one.
No.
Simon?
Peter.
Might have been Simon
Townsend.
Anderson.
Yeah, Simon.
There was only,
Yeah.
as I said, it was progressive point scores, so
Right.
there's not a final,
Right.
but they were the main.
Bringing up
leaders.
Simon's a great point. When he was playing around with 3 fins and you being into the evolution of surfboards, did that catch you early?
Yes, straight away.
Straight on. him?
Yep. The first day I saw it, I said, "Make me one, Simon." I borrowed one he'd made for a friend of mine, and I just loved it, and I said, "I want one." So I was amongst probably the first half dozen guys.
Wow.
Very cool.
That's amazing.
We're going to go to break, TC. You're listening to the Off the Radio Show right here on KSCO. And before we go to break, we were just there. People's Coffee.
Love
Should we
it.
give some away? You know
Sure.
what? Caller number 1. I'm going to make it easy for Chris. Caller number 1 gets 20 or 25 bucks. I'm not sure what it is. Worth of free coffee from People's Coffee. Give us a call. 479-1080. Chris will answer the phone. 479-1080. Caller number 1 gets free coffee for 20, 25 bucks. You're listening to the Our Local Radio Show. No, we're not.
Hold
The Off the
everything.
Radio Show. Where's my brain today, TC?
I don't know. Maybe you got an exhaust leak in your car or something. It's coming in the cabin.
God damn, this is the tomorrow night show. The off the radio show right here on KSCO.
Old
Holy
timers. What's
smoke.
going on with
And
you?
we're going to talk to Jarrett Lynch. Wayne's son's going to get him in the hot seat.
We'll get the grit and dirty stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to get Scoop. We're going to get the Scoop. Be right back on this very short break. Don't go away. Thank you for listening.
This is Brad Timmy,
And Cleo from Cleo's Corner at Puna Hawaiian Grill.
featuring wraps, teriyaki bowls, plate lunches, amazing and creative salads, vegetarian and gluten-free options, and over 20 different types of poke, all made to order, fast, fresh, and healthy. And what's your favorite, Khalil?
The chicken fingers.
Located at 120 Union Street in downtown Santa Cruz. Call us for takeout at 831-426-PONO or check us out on the web at ponohawaiiangrill.com. We put the ono in Pono.
Hi, this is Steve Pereira, the beach guy at Bailey Properties in Santa Cruz, California. My wife Diane and I are experienced realtors who know and live at the beach, and we've been bringing the coast home to you since 1982. We'd love to help you sell or buy your slice of paradise here on the Santa Cruz coast. Please give the beach guy a call at 831-818-7064 or give Mrs. Beach Guy a call at 831-818-5939. Also, please drop into our website at lifesabeach.com and check out our available coastal properties. Remember, no one knows the turf. Near the surf, better. Cowabunga.
Attention surfers and paddleboarders. Don't let cold water or cold air take you out of the water for 5 to 6 weeks. Protect your ear canals with custom-made earplugs. The Listening Stack in Capitola is now offering custom earplugs molded to fit your ears perfectly, comfortably protecting your ear canals from the harsh elements of the Pacific Ocean. Stop messing with universal earplugs that don't work and try something that does. Mention Off the Lip Radio and receive an extra $20 off any custom molded earplugs in our store. The Listening Stack is located at the corner of Capitola Avenue at 41st. The Listening Stack. Protect, enhance, enjoy. 831-498-9890.
Yes, we're back with tonight. We are on the Off the Lip Radio Show. I got it right, TC.
Very well.
I will not
yes.
make another error between now and the end of the show. Our guest is Mr. Wayne Lynch, also in the hot seat. His son, 25 years old, same age as my boy, Jarrell Lynch.
25.
He's 25.
Tall.
Good-looking lad.
Yeah, big guy.
Yeah.
Takes
Tall.
after his dad.
Tall, good-looking lad.
Whoever he is.
Who's his dad?
We haven't worked that out, you know.
Trying to figure that one out still.
For those of you out there who have anybody has a question out there for Wayne, please give us a call, 831-479-1080, 831-479-1080. Welcome to give us a call. Wayne Lynch will take your calls.
Fabulous. Hey, can I do a public service announcement?
Go right ahead.
This Thursday night,
Yeah.
Capitola City Council.
Oh, that's right.
Final night of the Capitola Skate Park
That's
meetings.
right. I got to go down there.
We need bodies. So anyone
Okay.
who's listening,
I'm coming down.
whether you skateboard or not, please come to our meeting at the council
Okay.
this Thursday night at 7 o'clock.
All right. Jarrah, nice to meet you, mate.
You too.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Thanks. Well, I'm doing great. Welcome to Santa Cruz.
Thank you.
You liking it?
I'm loving it.
Best part so far is?
Having a surf.
I thought you were going to say the girls.
Yeah, they're here and there.
Yeah, spotty.
He hasn't noticed. He's got to pretend. He's got a girlfriend.
The girlfriend might be listening too.
Huh?
The girlfriend
He's
might
not
be
looking
listening.
at girls. Hey,
No.
what's her name?
I don't know.
What's her girlfriend? yeah. See, you know what? You deal with that, dude.
His dad trained him well.
Yeah. We got
Tell
Randy.
him nothing, Jared.
Yeah. What's your girlfriend's name?
No, I don't have one.
No, you don't have one, really?
No, they're pulling my leg. It's all good.
Does he have a girlfriend?
I'm not saying anything. No. I won't even tell you where I live. What am I going to tell you that?
He's a good-looking fella, right?
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, well, he'll be surfing First Peak tomorrow, ladies.
That's right. Randy from Carleton is on the phone. What do you think? Randy, how are you, mate?
Oh, good, mate. Hey, I got to turn my radio down. I came in late, and I was going, who are you interviewing? And it's Wayne Lynch.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I'm a little output because he was our hero. I grew up in the 70s, and we looked at him. Wayne Lynch, you were radical. You were the pioneer of free surfing, going out in there and doing it yourself and getting out in Western Australia and doing it. And I just got to say, you're awesome, and I'm glad you got a son. I got a daughter, and she's starting to surf. And I didn't know who you were interviewing, and it was just so good. And you're 10 years older than me, and we used to look at you, Larry Bertleman, and Dogtown Z-Boys to learn how to surf when we were like 11 and 12 down at Malibu Third Point, because we'd make our parents take us there at 5 a.m. before everyone else there in Zuma Beach.
You got a good mom and dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Hey, Wayne, I just want to say I'm glad life is good for you, bro, because you Australians, actually, I'm an American, and I only give credit to a lot of people outside my country, and the Australians are almost better surfers than us, except for some of us. But
all right.
Right
cool.
on.
Thanks, Randy.
Hey,
right on, guys.
all the best, man.
Thank you. Cheers, mate.
I love you guys.
All right.
On.
Thanks, buddy. Hey, that's a good call right there.
Yeah,
Randy's
Randy,
stoked
thanks
that
for
Wayne's
the
here.
call.
Huh?
Yeah,
We
for sure.
Pleasured one person. That's all you need to do.
Yeah. Well,
but we got to get back to the kid.
We will. Yeah.
What do you mean we will? He's sitting right here. He's anxious.
I know. We're ready.
Yeah, he's looking for a girlfriend.
Yeah, he's looking for a way out by the looks.
So earlier, we might as well jump right into it.
Right.
Earlier, we were told that Jared's the slave labor for this shaping project, and you're helping your dad. And how's it going?
Slow, but good.
And have you worked with wood before?
No, never. This is the first time.
And you've been shaping some boards, learning how?
Yeah, learning, yeah.
And how many boards?
Oh, God, I have no idea.
Lots?
Probably 20,
yeah.
30.
Who's over your shoulder the most? Your dad or Larry?
Your
dad?
Dad. Yeah,
really?
For sure, Dad.
You can't screw that wood up. You
But
can't
he's
make.
just standing there watching.
Is he?
Yeah, he's not really doing much work.
No, hang on. This is not true. I'll see to you later.
I'm going to jump over to Wayne real quick about this. You've had some allergic reactions to shaping and manufacturing surfboards with the wood. Is it a more comfortable situation for you to grind on this wood?
Well, I'm certainly not allergic to the wood. No.
Yeah.
No, but certain foam I'm allergic to. The gas in the foam.
Right. Yeah. Everything's been gassing out for the years.
Yeah, and it ruined my immune system. I was really sick for a while.
Yeah.
But not with the wood.
Okay.
Ironically, my dad was a builder, and he got really sick with an allergy to western red cedar.
Right.
Which is,
Yeah, which is what I'm working
with
It's
now.
funny,
Yeah.
I think of him quite a lot while I'm working,
Yeah.
just because of it. But
opposite what's going on in your
I was just going to say, but I'm safe so far. Plus, I'm not going to spend my life in it like Dad did.
Yeah.
So
let's talk about what you're shaping out of the wood. What boards are? I mean, I know you like to shape guns. Is that what mainly you're doing?
I'm doing 9.7s and 8.3s. That's the only two sizes.
For this whole project?
Yeah.
And how many total do you think you'll do?
13 this trip.
Huh. And Jared, for your shaping, what would be, I mean, I don't know if you're a gun shaper, but I'm going to ask you this. If you were to wake up and you had a blank, what would you prefer to shape?
Anything from about probably 6 foot to 6'9".
Right, that's your deal.
Yeah.
And do you want to make a living shaping boards? Is that something you're interested in?
Is that possible?
Yeah.
You know what? Listen, if you make surf trunks and T-shirts with your logo on it, then possibly you could. But I mean, I think shaping right now is not a money making opportunity.
Never was.
We got June from Santa Cruz. Hey, June, how you doing?
Good. I am calling basically because I'm scared to death of shark, and I never go in the water above my knee.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering about if the fellows on the air have any scary shark stories.
Oh yeah, he's got a shark story, all right. Wait,
And also how to avoid them when you are a surfer.
All right.
And I'll take my answer on the air.
Thank you very much, June, for giving us a call. We're gonna get back. We're gonna talk about your shark story in a second, but I want to get really quickly. I'm sure you get asked this question a lot. How is it? Your dad's a well-known surfer. How is it living under that umbrella of that? Was it just water off a duck's back, or was it an issue for you? Or now you're older. It's got to be. I'm sure your dad's going to tell us like for me or even for TC, the most fun you're going to have surfing is with your kid.
Of course.
Right? Is the most fun surfing you have with your dad?
Yeah, if it's a good session.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he's just getting mad, and then you make him feel a bit weird. But
Gets a little grumpy.
But no, it is, because they're special moments,
Yeah.
But they're finding them very rare, or they have been throughout pretty much my entire life.
Yeah.
We've never really had a proper surf trip together or anything like that, which is a shame. But life gets in the way.
Right. Is this considered a surf trip for you guys?
No.
No? It's working?
This is a work trip.
Did you bring a wetsuit?
No.
Do you need a wetsuit while you're here?
Yeah.
All right, we can arrange that.
We can hook that up.
Yeah, okay.
What else do you need?
Yeah.
I've got a list I can give you if you
Yeah,
want.
give it to TC.
We'll take care of it. We got everything covered. Yeah, no problem.
Unreal.
And that brings a good question. We have a kid here that's Jay Adams' son. Jay Adams, prolific, famous guy. And I remember one day on Facebook, he goes, "I'm not my dad. Don't think I'm going to skateboard or surf as good as my dad." And have you ever had that thought? Because some people expect, son of Wayne Lynch, you got to go out and explore and surf waves and go vertical. And has that ever crossed your mind?
A little bit, yes. I've obviously thought about it, I'm sure, but I only felt pressure when I was kind of quite young, and everyone was getting into those competitions and everything like that. I never felt pressure to surf at all, but I did feel pressure to do well in that situation. I never fucking did, but
Watch out.
Yeah, no problem.
No, we didn't hear that one. We went by that one.
Okay.
Yeah. Where's the dump button? I got it.
All right, yeah. Beep. Okay, we got it.
We took care of it. Don't worry about it.
All right, and you were saying?
Yeah, but I never felt pressure like that. It was Dad never forced it on me at all. He was happy for me to do whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted.
Right.
And you followed your own path.
Yeah,
Good
exactly.
for you, mate. That's really good.
And I threatened him never to get as good as me.
I know you did.
You'd get a belting. Or you'd get a belting. But we don't belt our kids because
don't take my limelight.
We got
serious, by the way.
We've got one last break, and then we're gonna come back and talk about the shark story.
I like that.
We gotta try and persuade him to come back next week because we haven't even talked about anything.
Sounds like this project might take a few weeks, so we might have Wayne around
This
town.
portion of the show is brought to you by the Santa Cruz Armory, located in historic Camp Davis Center. At the corner of Mount Herman Road and Scotts Valley Drive, where they carry top brands of firearms, accessories for all your shooting or hunting needs. Or, on site, they have a gunsmith that can clean, repair, or restore all your firearms. And if you have a firearm or ammunition at the home you are unsure of, call Santa Cruz Armory and they will come to you and put your mind at ease. A family-owned and operated business with friendly, knowledgeable staff without the gun shop attitude, give them a call at 706-7374 or go to santacruzarmory.com. This is Neil TC with the Off the Lip Radio Show. Here with our guest, Mr. Wayne Lynch, and his son, Jared Lynch. Looking forward to the last 10 minutes of the show. Be right back. Shark story coming up.
Chill Out Cafe on 41st Avenue, Santa Cruz is not just a block from some of the world's best surf, but it is also where you can go relax and order the tastiest grub before and after your sesh. Plump burritos, fresh salads, sky-high sandwiches, and a superb selection of hot and cold drinks. They have something for you. Go to chilloutcafesantacruz.com to view their menu, and to place your order to go, call 831-477-0543. Chill Out Cafe, where they roll the fatties.
And we're back. Immediately back. With the Off the Lip Radio Show right here on KSCO. If you want to call in and have a question for Wayne, the phone number is 831-479-1080. I saw the video today where the shark story, right, where Wayne was very friendly to this nice man who came paddling out to you on your wave. Do you want to just give us a quick synopsis of that story?
The whole story.
The truth? you can. Yeah,
Nothing
you
but
can
the
truth,
truth?
the whole truth, nothing but the truth. Don't embellish it. The shark was how long?
Well,
85.
yeah, you know, I've never told the truth. This will be the first time.
Yeah, the truth is always told on the Off the Radio show. There's been no spinning, no yarns on this show.
So we're not going to know what spot it was. We're not going to know where this happened.
No,
he's like Rich Novak.
Yeah, it's a secret spot.
It was too back then, virtually.
Yeah,
which is why I wasn't very pleased this guy paddled out. I'd never seen him before. So anyway, I was surfing this beautiful little location by myself. The guys paddled out, and I've caught a wave, and I'm kind of in the barrel. I think I was in the barrel.
You were deep in the barrel. I saw it myself. I was there.
Anyway, and he's dropped in, and
what?
And as I've come
out,
does
he know who you were?
At the time, I doubt it.
Okay.
Yeah. A bit later on, he thought I was, mad bitch from hell, I think, but I wasn't very happy with him. But as he's sort of angling left, I've just gone past him and given him a little word or two.
Yeah.
And in shock, he's fallen off because he didn't know I was there. And that's okay. So I've gone around him and paddled out, surfed for a while. Every now and then I look in to see where he is, and I can see him swimming, and he's getting further and further over into the rip, and I'm just going, oh, no, I'm going to have to rescue this guy now. But not yet.
Yeah,
Surf's perfect, by the way.
Right.
It's perfect.
Let him suffer for a while.
Yeah, they got to earn their keep,
Yeah.
It's a school of hard knocks.
No leash?
No leash,
Yep.
no. And, I grew up in a fishing family, so it was all about self-reliance.
Right.
And if you're going to come out here, you should be able to deal with it yourself.
Right.
And I wasn't going to let him drown, but anyway, it went on and on and on. And then in the end, I went, oh, I better have a good look. I've flicked off a wave at the end of the ride, looked around and can't find him. I'm looking out to sea, and there he is. He's about 300 metres out, right in the middle of the rip. The rip's like Sunset Beach rip. It's like a river, and he's just going out to sea. So I go, oh, here we go. And as I get to him, it's just his hand above the water. He's actually that tired, he can't stay on the surface anymore. So I got there right at the right moment. Pulled him on the board, and he's sitting on the back of my board facing me. I'm facing him. We're facing each other. And I'm just sitting there talking to him about what we're going to do and just relax, get some energy back. We're going to paddle across the rip, not straight back in like you've been doing, you idiot. And so as I'm sitting there, just right behind him, this shark just rises out of the water, just its head about 2 feet, just up to its eye, and it just looks at us, and it's just looking straight at me. And I've just gone, oh my God, here we go. So it's just slipped back into the water. He hasn't seen it. So
and you didn't tell him?
No, I didn't want him to know.
No.
I mean, I didn't want anyone panicking out there or any.
Yeah.
And so I've just gone, let's just start paddling. We better get going. So, and I just said, paddle in time with me. Don't splash. Don't strain. Just keep in time. I'll do the most of the work, which we did. So I paddle across the rip diagonally, get to the other side where there's really long bull kelp. And I always remember there's never been a recorded shark attack in bull kelp in history that we know of. Well, no one that's ever survived to tell us about it anyway. So there could be an anomaly there. But we get, and the whole time I'm going across, I can just see the shark down deep. I'm not sure how far down, 15, 20 feet perhaps. I just get a glimpse of it, just gliding. They're like aircraft carriers when they're that big. And I just go, oh, it's just checking us out. I think we're okay. So we get across eventually to the kelp and the reef. There's a rock shelf there, and I paddled right down the edge of that rock shelf. And I get right on the beach, it's like this really deep water, and these big swells are just surging up this very steep embankment of sand. Like it's really quite difficult to get up out of the water because of that. And we're right on the edge, and I just see a really big one coming, like a triple stepped thing. And I turn around and I look, and there's the shark just coming straight at the guy across the wave. And I've just gone, oh. I lifted my feet up, bear hugged the board, thought the guy was dead, and I expected to get hit and thrown. Nothing happened. Just washed up the beach.
Shark went by?
Shark just went by.
Wow.
And I've given you the short version.
Yeah.
Which means it's closer to the truth. But
you didn't, yeah?
But I sat on the beach. I didn't know at the time. I had 5 mates up on the hill watching.
Yeah.
And they didn't come in the water because I was terrified. I sat there and I thought about it, and I've just gone, you know what? It wasn't after me. It was after him. I gave the guy a lecture about not surfing there. If you can't swim in, you can't, it's the wrong thing to do. You got to get stronger and blah, blah. And went back out.
I love it.
You went back out surfing?
Yeah.
Did
I
you
surfed
see
for an hour by myself before my mates would come out. They waited to see if the shark was still hanging around. It wasn't. So, but what they told me,
why would you want to? If you knew that, how big was the shark? First of all, probably.
I don't drink anymore, and I haven't had a beer, and I'm not going to exaggerate. I reckon realistically 15, 18 feet.
Okay, it's 15. Why would you want to go out with somewhere you've just seen a 15, 8-foot? TC, you going out?
No. I usually
Jerry,
paddle straight in.
Probably not.
No. Jeff, Denholm. Jeff, you got 8.5 lives. You going out?
Now, Jeff,
that's a great point.
It's exactly the point. I mean, this was 6 to 8 foot flawless. I'm talking about good surf. I'm talking about flawless,
perfect,
perfect surf.
So,
and honestly, I did not feel any fear through that whole thing. I didn't feel it was after me.
You want to know something?
What?
That's the legend of Wayne Lynch right there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
For now on, it's going to be Wayne would paddle out.
Yeah, Wayne would go.
At least you didn't say the nutcase, so that's good.
What are you going to I look at these two guys, and what are you going to be what do you have to be? Because you and Jeff are both Patagonia ambassadors. What are you going to do to be a Patagonia ambassador? Half nuts?
Yeah, be a nut.
I'll ask Yvonne if that's the criteria.
Yeah.
Big Ben, of course.
Right. Oh my God. Okay, so we're good. Will you come back next week?
Yeah, sure. You're paying me such good money.
No, we're paying you the check. See, TC, you got the checkbook.
This is as good as shaping.
You listen to the Off the Radio Show. We're going to Star Benny, TC.
Of course, Star
Benny heading down there. Wayne's going to come to dinner. Jeff's coming to dinner with us.
Yeah, it'll be great.
Throw down some incredible Italian food at Star Benny right down the street from KSCO. Go check it out. They've got great food. Sergio and Juliet are perfect hosts. We're going to have a great time.
Great friends.
You have a great time, too, if you head down there. They're awesome. You've been listening to the Off the Radio Show. This podcast will be available tomorrow on offtheradio.com. It's on YouTube right now. As soon as the show's over, you can check it out. It'll be on iTunes and TuneIn Radio. I want to thank you for listening tonight. Thanks, Wayne.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks a lot.
Jared,
thank you very much, Wayne. Jared, thank you.
Hey, Denholm, thanks, buddy. And the one and only Larry Fuller. Thanks, Larry. We appreciate it. Chris, thanks, our engineer. Thanks for Chad doing the live stream, and the audience and the sponsors for sponsoring the show. Without them, it is not happening. So thank you. We'll see you next week with another version of the Wayne Lynch Show, Part 2. See you next week. Good night.
From Capitola to Carmel, Red Hot News Talk, AM 1080 KSCO Santa Cruz.
There, candidate Donald Trump defends his campaign manager, who is facing battery charges for allegedly grabbing a female reporter.
I think they've really hurt a very good person. And I know it'd be very easy for me to discard people. I don't discard people. I stay with people.
For Republicans, it is another day where the focus is not on the issues. Singing a different tune, Democrat Hillary Clinton.
It's very important that you know I am not going to let the Republicans erode our